But I want to start with the saying of, how's it go? The more I learn, the less I know. Because I was just thinking about everything that has happened over the last 10 years and how much our perceptions have changed, how we look at the world, ourselves. And so, in a brief summary, let's go back to 2015. We think of the election, 2016, and it was very much at that time just like a right versus left thing, red versus blue. For the most part, everybody, that's how we were looking at this transformation, this change, and for a lot of us, very hopeful. And then we got into 2017, and then a certain letter came onto the scene, and we're thinking, wow, there's so much info coming out, and we're digging deep, we're like connecting the dots, thinking about everything that we're discovering, and wow, this is crazy. And I see it. A lot of people don't see it, but I see it. And we're getting excited and we're sharing stuff. And very, very slowly, there's this movement that's growing. 2017, 2018, 2019. And for me personally, in 2019, I had a major cataclysmic discovery event that has to do with children. And that was heartbreaking, heart wrenching, you name it, an unforgettable day in my life. And then, so all this time though, right? We're hopeful, but things kind of aren't changing, but people are discovering lots of things. And then 2020. Well, I probably don't have to mention what happened in 2020. But then a lot of those same people that were excited about everything and sharing the information were like, okay, there's a lot of stuff that does not make sense here. And I'm connecting this with what everything I've been learning the last few years. And at the same time, very upset about what some people are doing to all of us, like in our own country, right? And so it was like this mixed emotion of excitement with what we think is going to take place in the near future, with not on my watch. I'm not going to let this happen. I'm going to say something, and just getting angry about it. And me, like a lot of you, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I'm going to say what I see, and that's it, because it's like crystal clear to me, right? And yeah, you got it, Irma. You nailed it. And so that was 2020. And then, of course, we had another election, all kinds of unknowns and mystery and what's going on. The excitement continues, but there's a lot of worry there, and we don't know what's going to happen, right? And then a lot of us think, oh, victory. Yeah, now the real change is going to happen. But then we realized, no, um, it wasn't so much victory on the surface, but those who were uh, still connecting everything were still seeing the plan running in the background. Um, and but the one thing that hasn't changed this whole time is we've seen how God is using both good things and bad things, but in a lot of ways, it's been what is perceived as the bad things that God has flipped the table and used it for good. So that's one of the main reasons I've stayed so hopeful through this whole time, even though I had a variety of mixed emotions and anger and depressed at times and just impatient, like all of us at times. is to just see how many times that God has used evil and turned it for good. So it's like, well, I guess I can't really be upset about it too much because hindsight is 2020. And then obviously it's been just this continuation of the waiting game, seeing really plenty of bad things happen 2020 through 2024, but people having their eyes opened through that process and things coming out that never would have, as slow as it never would have come out that fast without us going down that road into the valley. And then here we are now in 2025, and after everything that we've been through, seen, done, experienced, I don't know about all of you, but I really feel like this is just me personally. I've sowed a lot of seeds. I've said what I need to say, but there's still a lot of people that just don't see it or don't want to. And I feel like I've come full circle on this journey. Not that I'm all that, but exactly what I'm saying. It's like the more you learn, the less you know. It's like, well, all those different times I thought like I was on top of it, I was on the front edge, but then years passed and I realized that, whoa, God's got a lot bigger plan, a lot longer plan than I was thinking this whole time. So the more you learn, the less you know. So I find myself humbled this year in the fact of it's on God's timing, not ours. And I really want the truth of everything to be known, whether I'm right about it or not. And I think sort of the end of this battle, this journey that we're all on, it's not going to be for everybody because there's a lot of people who just want to be right and want to be first with the news and all that kind of stuff. And there's maybe not as many who are interested in just letting the cards fall where they may, even if they don't come out on top. And it can be difficult without a certain amount of discernment to know who to listen to online and who not to, which is one of the reasons I've always tried to just be authentic. And I started doing more of these unedited live streams because, well, you can see what I'm thinking and the tone of voice, and you can discern for yourself. And I don't try to come across as I have the inside scoop or all the answers. Do I have very high discernment and intuition? Yes. Just because it's my personality, though. It's not even something I can brag about. It's just something that God gave me. And so I've learned to use it and love it as much as I can, even though some days, honestly, it feels like a curse because I could turn on the TV, which I don't normally ever anymore. But if I turned on the news, or usually what happens is if I'm at a store or something, somewhere public, and the news is on, I can watch like 5 seconds of it. And I know a lot of you are the same way. But after all we've seen, I can watch like 5 words or 5 seconds of it. And all of the fakeness just is like, it's like ringing in my ears. And if it's an interview or something, because authentic people, they just talk. They don't, there's not like a big production of it. And so we really are watching a movie in a lot of different ways. whether it's on the not good side or on the good side. But no matter how you look at it, there is this show unfolding, which is really God's plan. But when you have discernment, you can really kind of piece together. You may not know exactly what people are doing behind the scenes, but if they're at least portraying themselves normally in an unedited fashion, then you can pick up a lot of bits and pieces. But it really does come down to discernment. And yes, some people are a lot more gifted at it than others. And so, what I'd say about that is if you're someone who doesn't feel like you can just read people or their tone or their body language, then I don't know, just try to find people that you can trust who can do that. Because for me, discerning people's words and body language, even in text, is like breathing air. I don't have to think about it. I just see it plain as day. And so you can either take my word for that or not. Um, but yeah, this whole thing just is just one reminder after another that it's God's plan and he's working through all of it. So I need a sip of coffee to think about what my final point was, which, hi, Lane, on that topic, I have switched to decaf. I really did it. Not 100% of the time, but on most days, I've switched because it's healthier for me. But I make a super mean, strong cup of decaf, totally black. And so it almost kind of fools me that I'm drinking regular coffee. And actually, probably because it's so strong, there's still a tiny bit of caffeine. I don't know. I didn't I didn't test it. But anyhow, kind of on that note though, uh, getting back to the 30,000-foot view, I've really just decided lately that, well, besides doing something new with talking about George Magazine articles, which I'll probably start doing in the next few weeks, no particular schedule on that, just whenever I do a video, I'll start talking about George Magazine articles. Other than that, I'm really just going with the flow now because I truly believe that sort of your tribe will find you if you just be authentic. So, you like chocolate with your coffee? I always have dark chocolate with my coffee. I'm surprised I don't right now. But yeah, I think that's all the topic I had for this one. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Marina. Hello. You sent you sent me a email, maybe? I'll have to check. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Um, yeah, Matt Savina Music at Gmail is the new official way that you can contact me directly if you have any questions about anything, really, because it's not always easy to keep up with all the comments and it's just a mess sometimes. So Matt Savina Music at Gmail. Of course, if you want to check out any of my other channels that I talk about different things, then just go in the video description and you can find the names and places of all those. And yeah, I haven't had the live streams going, but I'm in the process of tweaking the live stream for this channel. I'm talking about the 24/7 live streams that just run continuously, and then getting Gracewave back going today on the Matt Savina Music YouTube channel, and yeah, Pastor Bob Joyce. It's been some work lately because there's been a lot of stuff and projects going on. And Medexus, I love Medexus so much, and their supplements that I use every day. So yeah, there's just been a lot of things to tweak and clean up. It's a never-ending process, but um, there's some that haven't liked the direction of me not talking about Pastor Bob all the time. And sorry, but like I said, I'm going with the flow, and I've talked about Pastor Bob a lot over the last year. So at this point, I'm just really enjoying the new direction, and there's plenty of interesting things to talk about. So, but if you're feeling like that, like, oh man, he's not talking about Pastor Bob anymore. I wish he would. I get it. It's understandable. I would just say, just kind of try to stay tuned to this channel because as new info comes out with his upcoming concert or other things in the future, I'm still expecting his career, leadership, pastoral ministry to continue for a long time. So I still think things are going to be interesting and it's going to be fun to watch. And I will be sharing any important updates. But when it comes to just like services and regular Sunday music and stuff, I am leaving that to Household of Faith Church, and everybody can go there, obviously, to follow that. So you're going to switch to decaffeine. It's, like I said, well, I didn't say this, but I never wanted to switch to decaf because I was like, what's the point switching to decaf? It's not even coffee anymore. That's how I've always thought about it and felt. But when I made it really, really strong, I use a French press and I'll just let it sit there for 10, 15 minutes sometimes. But if you make it really strong, it kind of is the same. I mean, you don't have the caffeine, obviously, but that strength factor, which is what I like about coffee, it's kind of the same. So, um, yeah, I think a little bit of caffeine can be healthy and good, but not too much. So it was time for me to make the switch and um, to keep my heart rate lower, blood pressure healthier, and yeah. So, hello, Adam from Houston. Welcome back. So anyhow, I'll wrap it up there. So yeah, more music videos. I'm always going to be doing music videos. So you never know what topic of a music video might come up next. It could be something about George Magazine or Pastor Bob or Gene Ho or the Philippines kids. That's what I wanted to mention. There was a video just posted yesterday of the Philippines kids ministry that me and a few friends of mine have had the pleasure of just putting together over the last year. And Elaine, Irma, here, you're a couple of the best supporters who I really appreciate, and some others who have been supporting the channel. But if you want to go to that video, there's all kinds of ways in the description that you can support with $1, $5, or whatever you want. And 100% of that money goes straight to buying food and drinks for the kids. And it's not just to feed them either. Faye, my friend that's leading that ministry in the Philippines, um, they teach them. They make a whole event out of it, and it really blesses the kids. And so if you watch that video that was posted yesterday, it's a music video, but you'll see videos and pics of the kids on there, and they just love it. They are totally blessed by it, and for me, like I said, a year or more ago, when I was thinking about what kind of sort of charity thing should I do, and I can't think of anything better than feeding and blessing homeless kids, the poor. Sometimes we have helped out, like maybe like a mother and daughter or a family with kids, but for the most part, it's called Philippines Kids because most of the money goes just straight to whatever group of kids that they have. Um, it could be on the street, you know, it could be, it's just kind of whoever the Lord brings into their path. And obviously, a lot of people in the Philippines don't have much money, including Faye, who is helping us, by the way. And um, I've even tried to throw some extra dollars at her and say, "Hey, you should buy you guys something to eat or whatever." And it's like she don't even want it. She's amazing. Everybody over there that's doing this ministry is amazing. They're just so happy to bless kids too. And so it's a perfect team, and it's just one that I've really been hoping, praying will just keep growing, perhaps as this channel and others keep growing and we can put more money into it, but find the right people too, with the same kind of heart. So thanks, Adam. I really appreciate that. Adam Davidson from Houston with the super chat. Thank you. So yeah, and it's like one of the most selfish things you can do is bless others. And I've learned that firsthand. There's just nothing that feels better to me than, like, especially seeing the looks on those kids' faces when you know that's like that day was probably the best day of the month for them, or several months. I mean, and to us, it's just a few dollars. I mean, it's like nothing for most Americans. And our experience of having a difficult time is like, oh, maybe I won't buy that pizza today because they're like 25 bucks or more in California. You know, our perception of hardship in the US and lots of places in the world, lots of people, is just nothing compared to what those kids are used to. And it's sad, but yeah, God's using it, and He's using that ministry to bless others. And so anyone watching this, I just say, you know, please check out the video and just consider supporting. I've been blessed to not have to worry about paying the bills, thanks to many years in the Marine Corps and working my butt off. But I'm thankful that I've gotten to the place where I don't got to worry about money. And like I said, there's nothing more rewarding to me at this point than giving back to those kids and people that need it. And yeah, so I'll leave it there. But so thank you all. I will wrap it up for real. Thank you again, Adam, for your super chat support. And if you like just these kind of talky talk sessions and you want more, like I've been saying, you can follow my INF Genius channel, which is also on YouTube. And I do live streams there pretty often now too. So as always, you got a plethora of links in the video description below. So check it out. Follow me in different places on your favorite apps, and I'll see you again soon. Yep. Thank you too, Elaine, for helping the kids. Thank you, Irma. Thank you all. See you again soon. Thanks and God bless.